Hello, and what is Clairallience? Now, these are some of the questions that you might be asking yourself or asking to want to hear from a medium. What is Clairallience? What is the clear smelling? So that's what it is. It's actually clear smelling. Clear as in clear and smelling as in alliance. So we work through our senses, our six senses when we're working as a medium. And one of these things, if you know that your Clairallience is working, the sense of smell, then you're going to know through a couple of these signs. Well, some of the signs that you might have are: one, you're just on your own somewhere, and suddenly you get the waft of perfume going by, and there's nobody there. There's just you alone. Or you may suddenly smell a certain sort of flower, something like that. Or you may actually be smelling tobacco, or sometimes I've heard of smelling petrol, and all these sort of things can happen when you're on your own. There's no reason for it. So these can be signs that the spirit world are trying to connect with you and trying to actually use your senses to let you know that you are there. So welcome to those of you who are here. It's good to see you here, and hello to you guys. Welcome. So now you know what the signs are. We can put this into practice within our mediumship, you see, because a lot of us focus only on one clair. So we'll be focusing either on the feeling, or we'll focus on the seeing, or we're focusing on the knowing, but we're not focusing on all of them, you see. So that's why I wanted to do this series, and that's why I'm doing this series about Clairallience, because Clairallience is where you can get some really beautiful information. Like, you may smell a perfume. You may even be able to smell, if you're someone that knows perfumes, what sort of perfume it is. Now, this is the possibilities. So you may be able to smell exactly what the perfume is. You may be able to smell, oh, I know the word lavender smells. I know that lavender was a very important smell in this lady's life. Or you may smell Old Spice. That's something I remember my grandfather, and you may smell it, and all of a sudden, I just know I'm smelling Old Spice. Or you may smell different perfumes, aftershaves, food. You can even smell food. You might even smell the freshly baked apple pie, and you might be able to smell it. So it's the senses, and once you open up to these senses and open up to the possibilities with them, it's going to improve your mediumship. And that's 100% that I know is true, because when I'm working, I open up to spirit and I just try to use them all. So you may smell roses, and when you smell a rose, you may say, I smell roses. And suddenly the smell of roses may actually lead you on to a name. It may, oh, I've got to talk about the name rose. So in that way, the senses of smell can lead you on in your mediumship to more. And this is when you go deeper into your mediumship, when you want to learn more. It's not just seeing things on face value. So I see someone said, thank you so much. Most of the time I can smell my mother's scent. So isn't that wonderful to have that scent of mum? And that might be a sweetness. That maybe, and you think, oh, that I just feel that that's mum, because I can smell the scent. And oh yeah, well, there you go. So somebody said ex mum-in-law loved the bacon sandwich, and all of a sudden you might be walking in the room, suddenly you're smelling, I don't know why I'm smelling bacon. I'm smelling bacon the way, and so all that way, that's the way they can let us know that they are near us. So whether you're practicing mediumship or you're just interested in this subject, it's really good to become aware of how are the spirit world connecting to you today. Now, if you had someone that was very good at working with cars and that's, you might suddenly smell engine oil, or you might smell petrol. So in that way, that's what you can relate to that person. So within your daily life, when you've got these moments alone, and suddenly you become aware of the smell, then you'll know, oh, well, the spirit world are trying to communicate with me. Let me know I am there. One of the funny things my brother does is he likes to bring the sense of smell of tobacco, because he used to smoke. one of my grandfathers brings that pipe tobacco. It's sort of like a cherry smell to it. So in that way, you're opening up to the possibilities of more senses, using your senses within your mediumship. Now, you're probably thinking or asking, how can I put this into practice within my mediumship? Well, if you're seeing a lot and you're seeing a lot of pictures, open yourself up to, let's say you see a garden. What am I seeing? What am I smelling? What am I experiencing? So you're moving your mediumship to the next level. And you can do that with, if you walk into somebody's home, what's the sense of smell? Oh, I smell that special varnish that used to be used. It's like a wax varnish that they used to use, and that's the smell I get. So in that way, you're opening and experimenting with the sense of smell. It can enrich your mediumship because it may be that sense of smell that leads you on to a name. If suddenly you smell, you may get the sense of smell. I don't know why, but I seem to be smelling beer and whiskey. And then suddenly you find yourself in a pub and you're like, oh, I know this person must have spent a lot of time in the pub. But as you feel into it more, it may be that sense of smell gives you the feeling, well, actually, I feel he owned the pub. So in that way, it's letting your senses open up to more within your mediumship. So I hope this has inspired you. What I'd like you to go away and practice in your circles is practice a sense of smell. Make a connection for somebody that you're working with, and try and just get that sense of smell. Get it working and start using it within your mediumship, because it will certainly improve your mediumship. Now I'm just going to check out some of the comments, which is was making a chair up earlier and Spirit had an Allen key, but I asked for them to give it back and did 10 minutes later. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Suddenly things disappearing and coming back. That's really interesting. And as yet, I have not experienced the sense, but I will try to be aware. I see pictures, sometimes hear words, and I have sometimes hear words. I have suddenly started singing a song that would have a meaning to a situation. Fantastic. So there you go. The mediumship's open up for you. And if you could just give it a chance, it will open up with the sense of smell. You may want to check out the one I was doing about hearing, and which so is that you may like that one, which is the clairaudience. So just see if you can have a look back on my YouTube for that one, because that may inspire you as well. Now I'm doing the clairs, so this is one that I'm doing about the smelling. I hope you've enjoyed it, and those songs, they can be the inspiration to the message. So have a look at the YouTube videos about the clairs. But this Clairallience, go away and practice it. Bring it out. Try and bring these clairs into your mediumship to make your mediumship better. Okay, lovely seeing you all. Take care and see you again soon. And if you want to see more, there's going to be more videos following.